Okay, so we've just finished a campaign game of Nevski, and it's 2:35 a.m. And Patrick's going to give us a quick rundown of what happened. I was playing the Russians, and Patrick was playing the Teutons.
Yeah, I think so. I think what happens in a lot of these Nevski games, from what I've seen, that there's a bit of a standoff here, but early on in between Izborsk and Pskov. I think the Teutons weren't able to take Pskov early and gather the 3 lords required to do that. I think they lost a lord really early, Kudenabel, due to an event that ended up shifting the service marker past the point where the lord is removed permanently. So they got hurt quite badly. But then after that, they kind of went on a raiding strategy down through here and took some easy castles. And then in particular, Heinrich raided all up along here and took some of the Russian forts quite easily. The Russians built up a lot of VP through Novgorod-Vichy, and then who was it? Alexander came in around. When did he come in? Late summer, I think.
He came in around, I think end of the winter, I think.
End of the winter, and
Who's
pretty
it?
much dominated the field. I mean, actually, initially he wasn't necessarily that strong, but then towards the end,
Able to muster all
David mustered all of his forces, and that makes for a really foreboding opponent. And he was able just to muscle his way back to Pskov. And at one point, the Teutons, who'd lost 3 of their lords permanently at this stage, Andreas was a bit unlucky. He had an unlucky battle up here near Rusa, retreated and rolled a 5, so his service marker went back 3 spaces and he was removed permanently. The Teutons tried to gather Heinrich, Hermann and Yaroslav for an attack on Pskov that was defended by Alexander. A pretty epic battle took place. Alexander prevailed. The Asiatic horse did a lot of damage with their archery. They had to withdraw, and then Alexander basically became dominant over the entire area and just started chasing Teutonic lords away. They whenever they stood to defend themselves, they were defeated.
With his command of 3 plus Druzina, which gives him an extra command, he was 4 commands on top of his powerful force.
And he had Asiatic horse plus the Stretzi for that made him actually extremely powerful. Yeah.
So if you haven't guessed by already, at the end of the day, I managed to eke a win out here, and by eliminating all of the Teutonic forces.
I think there's a game where you really have to pay attention to your service markers, and in particular how the risk of losing your lords permanently. You really want to try to, if your service marker is close to your current turn, you probably don't want to risk them in a battle, even a battle where you might have the advantage, because a little bit of bad luck and you can lose that lord forever.
You really want to try and establish a buffer between your the current state of play and your service marker. You want to keep a gap there if at all possible.
If at all possible. And if not, then at least avoid battles, because otherwise you're looking at losing. And also be aware of events. The fact that there's an event that can push Kudenabel's service marker back means you need to be aware of that.
But you, in terms of this game, it's a great game, isn't it, Patrick?
Ah, fantastic! It's a very unique design, fresh perspective. The logistics management is really fun, I find. Yeah.
And you've got your order in for the sequel, haven't you?
Morovids, yeah.
So that was our Nevski battle, and we just had a look at Atlantic Chase. and that's on the cards for a game very, very shortly, because I've had the time now to have a quick solo few plays with it, and I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far. Anyway, it's getting late. I've got to get home and get to bed, so thanks for watching.